Jody
Hey there.
Jonesy, Randy
Good to see ya.
Bird's in the house.
Good morning.
Hey, Matthew. Hey, Trevor.
All right.
Hi. Melissa's got my favorite background there, Golden Gate.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning,
Andrew.
Good morning. All right. There's Justin.
Andrew, new logo, buddy. Got
Yeah,
some
thank you.
sporting some new branding.
All
A
right.
little bit.
Hey,
Okay.
Clark, welcome.
Before we get started, housekeeping, turn on your video. We want to see your face, see your moneymaker. We've got a power pack more in here for y'all. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Don Yoakum. Don, off to you.
Thank you, Tom. All right. Well, today we do have a special treat. Phil Stringer has been making the rounds in the real estate industry, most recently in Maui. He was speaking at Brent's mastermind event there to rave reviews. And when it was my turn to come up to host, I was asking Tom, man, I want to have somebody really awesome, man. Who should we get? And he goes, you should check out this guy, Phil Stringer. He's got it going on. And you guys might want to go to his site, philstringer.com. He's got some great stuff there. Phil, I got a chance to just chat with him for a few minutes. And as a young man, he joined GE Capital, and his claim to fame there. And by the way, GE Capital is not a small company. This is a big one, international in nature. And he, at least for one quarter, #1 salesperson in the world. Did I get that right, Phil?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, great. Also a best-selling author of Six Figure Agent. And what we've primarily asked him to share with you today are, I'm going to say, kind of a bridge between this AI technology and our real estate practices. And I believe that Phil has brought together a compilation of roughly 500 real estate specific prompts. So us mere technology mortals can actually get some usage out of this great technology. And so Phil, with that, would you take it away, my friend? Let's hear what you have to say, and let's see if we can add some value this morning.
Absolutely. Love it. Hey guys, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be with this group. I've heard a lot of great things, obviously, about this group. I've met a lot of you, and this will probably be the first time that I'm able to meet some of you in here. So it's an honor to be here with some great thinkers and some big-minded people. It's truly an honor to be in the same room with you guys. So thanks for having me. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen, and I want to go through a little bit of a presentation for you, and then I want to share my computer screen, and I'm going to do some things in ChatGPT with you guys and teach you how to do certain things. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen now. You guys should see this. It says the power of AI. Can you guys see that? Give me a verbal yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we
See
can.
there? All right. Awesome.
Yes,
Good. So I'm going to start off, and I don't normally do this, but I want to start off with a question. What's your most valuable asset? Does anyone want to say something? What do you feel like? I think we're probably going to answer this the same. Time. Absolutely. I agree with you. I think it's time. Here's the reason. Actually, there's 3 reasons that I've heard. 1, we don't know how much of it we have left. There's nobody in this Zoom room that knows how much time they have left. Not a single soul. Number 2, I've heard that we all have the same amount of it per day. Doesn't matter what your name is. It doesn't matter who you are. We all have 24 hours in a day, and we choose how we spend it, which makes it extremely valuable. The third thing I've heard is we can't create more of it. Now, I think that one of these is actually not true. I think that we can create more time. Now, not in the sense of having more hours in a day, because obviously there's 24 hours for everyone. But I do believe that the work that we do today can create time freedom tomorrow. And I believe if we choose to invest our time into things that will save us time in the future, although it's going to cost us a time investment now, it will have a compounding effect in the time savings of the future. So you can spend time now and make time more in the future, right? So anytime you can increase your output while maintaining or decreasing your input, you create leverage, right? Anytime we can either have more output that we're able to produce while we keep the amount of work that we do the same, or we reduce the effort, that's creating leverage because we're able to do more in less time, right? Now, the business owner or the real estate agent or the mortgage lender, or it really doesn't matter, the person with the most leverage wins because they're able to do so much more with their time if invested properly than their competition. And so for me in my business, it's all been about how can I find more leverage? If I can create more leverage, then I'm going to have a lot more versus my competition. I'm going to have a much greater advantage, right? I love,
Hey, Phil,
uh,
before we
yeah,
go further, I want to also just interject. I failed in your introduction to mention that you actually worked on a top performing production team
for
in the
sure.
Carolinas, and that's kind of what was the impetus for this concept, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. We ran a mega team in North Carolina, and so when I'm doing a real estate event, I normally tell people, "Hey, look, I know exactly what you're going through. Like, I get it, I understand, and I've tailored a lot of my artificial intelligence to real estate agents specifically because that's really my background." So, yeah, I appreciate you interjecting there. I want to give this little quote by Jim Rohn. I love this quote. It says, "Time is your most valuable asset, yet we tend to waste it, kill it, and spend it rather than invest it." That's so powerful. So if you can spend time today creating something that will save you time tomorrow, eventually, after so many days, you will have broken even on your time to where every single day moving forward, you're now creating time you didn't have before. So let's say you invest, what is this? What is this called? An hour, correct? If
45
we're
minutes.
investing 45 minutes. So if you're investing 45 minutes today to learn something new, and let's say you apply one thing that saves you 5 minutes per day. Well, after 9 days, every day after that, you're going to be saving time and creating time in the future, right? And so that's why I say AI is to your time what compound interest is to your money. Because if you invest it correctly and if you apply it correctly, you will create so much more leverage. Time is leverage, and the agent with the most leverage wins. And so, what I want to do today, and maybe you guys can tell me what you think would be most beneficial, but here's what I can do in this presentation. And you kind of let me know um, which way you want me to go. I've got a list of tools that I can briefly touch over the next 10 minutes to say, hey, these tools have helped real estate agents. I've coached it, I've trained it outside of ChatGPT. I also have a bunch of ChatGPT prompts that I can take you through as well and show you and do it in front of you. We can do both of those. We can do one of those. You tell me kind of what you guys think would be most valuable today.
We want to show us the money, man. Let's see the
All
money.
right, let's do it. Let's do it.
How
All right,
do
so
we make a deal?
there you go. So I'm going to share with you a couple tools that are going to 100% save you time and make you money. I'm not going to show you all 10. I'm going to do a condensed version and just show you the most impactful things that I can possibly show you in the 45 minutes. Does that work?
Yep.
All right, cool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch over to this PDF, and everyone's going to get access to this PDF. At the end of the call, I have a QR code. So just have your phones ready at the end. Essentially, it's 10 AI tools and prompts to increase revenue, efficiency, and productivity, which is what we're all trying to do. So it starts off with this section here, which is tools. Okay. And I give you 10 of my favorite tools, which again, I'm not going to go through every single one of them today, but you have the name of the tool. This is hyperlinked, so you can just click on it and go straight to the tool. That way, you're not having to write down, was it .com? Was it .io? How did you spell that tool? And then I give you a short little introduction on what it does briefly. Okay, so I'm going to show you just a couple of them. The first one is a tool called Opus. And if you've seen any of my presentations, you've probably seen me talk about this because this saves me probably the most time out of any tool. Essentially what Opus does is you throw in any type of video. It can be shot in any way. So it can be shot horizontally, it can be on your phone, doesn't matter. And you throw it into Opus, it automatically cuts it to the correct size for TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, the short form content. It adds the captions in for you so that everything that's said has these captions with the little emojis, has the highlighting on it like you see on those popular short form pieces. The real power in Opus, though, is something called AI curation, where it actually will understand. It understands the what you're saying. So this AI curation right here, it understands what you're saying to know what the video is about. And then from what you said, it says, you know what, this section right here, this is a really good hook to draw people's attention. So we're going to put it at the beginning, and then we're going to pair it with relevant highlights that talk about the same thing to make one full Instagram reel, TikTok, whatnot. When you throw a video in, it gives you several different options that you can choose from. You can use them all. You can use one of them. You can pick and choose. So for an example, we've got, I don't even know which one this was. Here we go. This was a live event that I did in Atlanta. And I had 2 random volunteers step up and I gave them a random topic to talk about within real estate. And they stood there for 10 minutes, or I think it was 5 minutes, and spoke about this topic. Now you see, 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I threw in the video. It was literally just someone's iPhone recording them, and it gave us several different options. We have 3 different options to pick from. This tells us what the video is about. This gives us the transcription of everything that was said in the video. And we see that it's, this one's the full video. It's 2 minutes and 51 seconds, so almost half the video. This one here is only 28 seconds for a quick, YouTube short, Instagram reel. And this one here is 41 seconds. And it gives us a virality score of what it thinks that video could go viral based on the understanding of the content. So this was talking about home staging for a successful sale, right? I didn't have to edit it. All I did was upload the video. It put this format together so you could see both people at the same time, even though they were standing side by side. And it's a really powerful tool that can decrease the time, of course, in editing and creating content. All right. This next tool that I'm going to show you is a game changer for me. I use this every day. It's Tactic, Tactic. It links to your video conferencing software. So whether you use Zoom, Google Meet, WebEx, whatever you use, and it creates a summary of your meeting. It gives action items to each person if there's any to-dos that were talked about in the meeting, and it gives an agenda for the next meeting as well. It works so unbelievably well. I stopped taking notes even during when I was doing one-on-one coaching. I stopped taking notes completely because it would do a much better job of taking notes than I was. And this is really powerful because it doesn't just work on web conferencing. You can also upload any video file or audio file from any meeting, and it will do the same thing. So like I flew my entire team to North Carolina. That's where my hometown is. Flew them to North Carolina, and we did an entire years-long, 2024 planning session back at the end of 2023. I took my phone, I hit the little voice memo thing, I hit record, I set it in the middle of the table, and for 2 full days, almost 16 hours of recording, I threw that audio file into Tactic, and I got an entire transcription of every word. I got the entire summary and every action item assigned to each person because it recognizes their name and voice in the conversation. Okay, so this is an example back when I was doing one-on-one calls. This shows here, there's a meeting agenda that it laid out for me. It's got this summary. Tony and Phil talked about Tony's real estate business and goals. Phil offered to help with lead gen, marketing, social media, etc. Tony's been in real estate since 2008. Here's the action items for Tony. Here's the action items for Phil. And then down here is the transcription with a timestamp. It says I talked for 65% of the time. Tony talked for 35%. And it's timestamp of every single word that was said in the meeting, right? This can be on Zoom, or it can be a recording, again, on your phone or any type of recording. But can you imagine how you can use this as a real estate agent if you've ever done any type of buyer consult, man, sending the buyers 5 minutes after the meeting, here's a summary of what we talked about. Here are my action items if we decide to move forward with this, or a listing presentation, just hit record and you've got an entire summary of everything. Hey, if we decide to move forward, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here's what I'm going to do for you. Here's what we outlined here. This is all the information. You will look absolutely incredible if you take that summary, paste it in, and send an email as a wrap up to your clients after the meeting.
By the way, you
This one-
guys, did you see the ratio recording? 65-35. Remember, if you're talking more than 30% of the time in the listing presentation, you need to shut up.
There you go.
Ask better
And
questions.
that tool will tell you, because you could look back at that and be like, oh my gosh, I talked for 70% of the time. Well, then that's going to tell you exactly how much you talked in the listing presentation.
Yeah, you've got a fire hydrant problem.
There you go. And this one here is called Adobe Firefly. This is kind of like those other image generation tools where you type in something and it can generate an image, which that's pretty cool. I'm not going to get into that because I don't think it's as practical as this little tool called Generative Fill. This Generative Fill tool allows you to upload an image and remove or add things to it. So for an example, I had, and I don't even remember where I had it here. I had like a listing photo, which maybe we can pull one up online or something. Listing photo with a car parked outside the home. Like, let's see what we can find here. Because this is the most frustrating thing when you get your listing photos back and something is, something's on the ground or whatever. So let's just take, I don't know, we can take this one. Let's see if I can save this. If this is a big enough image, I'll just save it to my downloads. And let's just do it right now. Let's see how it works. So I'm going to go to my downloads here. And let's see. There we go. There it is. We'll see if this is let's see if I can remove this. So again, I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to try it. What I'm going to do is I select remove over here. And I'm just going to decide what I want out of the picture, right? So there's a car right here. And then I see a little bit of a car right here. So I kind of want to remove all of that stuff too. And I want to make sure that reflection is gone from underneath as well. All I do is that. And you know what? Just for kicks and giggles, they have this little, thing right here where it's watermarked. I'm just going to do this and see what happens. Those are the things I want removed. And now I am going to, there's all these A's up here, but whatever. I'm going to hit remove and let's see how well it does removing those things. It'll give you 3 different options to choose from. And if you don't like them, you regenerate and you get another one. So look, let's take a look and see how well it did. I don't really love that. Let's try this. That's better. That's better. And I can either cancel and do another one and it'll give me 3 more, or I can choose one of the ones that I liked and go with that. But this does such a good job at, obviously you don't want to change the structure of the home, but like it does such a good job at removing things and you get tons of different options. This is not meant for major changes on the home. This is meant for, man, they left that trash can there, right? Or, oh, I wish they would have moved the car. And so this is a great way to completely remove something from an image. And this is free. It's Adobe Firefly. Okay.
Fantastic.
I'm going to touch this one for 30 seconds because I think it's interesting. This is called HeyGen, and it creates an AI-generated avatar of yourself with your voice. I would not use this for social media. Please do not use. I think social media wins with authenticity. And this technology isn't 100% of the way there, but this is the best that I've seen. It's probably 80% of the way there. I've seen real estate agents use this for things that are different onboarding or training or processes or things that they're sending out to masses. This doesn't work well for personalized stuff, social media, because I feel like people can tell when it's not 100% authentic. But I do want to share with you guys, I don't know if this audio is going to work, but I want to share with you what this looks like.
We're not hearing the audio.
You're not hearing it? Okay. Here, let me do this because I want you guys to be able to hear this. I think I can select to share a certain way, and you'll actually get, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to do this. You guys should be able to hear the audio now. Watch this. Hey guys, this is Phil Stringer, and I'm recording a test for HeyGen's record audio feature so that I can just speak my script rather than typing it in. We're going to see how this works and if it sounds like me. All right, so that, you guys could hear that, right?
Yes.
Okay, that was 100% not me and 100% like nothing nothing was me. I shot a video in this room with those clothes on, and it was like a 2-minute, 5-minute video, and it used that video to then, I've done one in Japanese where it's my voice in Japanese and my mouth moving to Japanese. And we were on a call with Brent Gove's Inner Circle, and they were talking about expanding to Japan. He was like, man, it'd be really cool if I knew Japanese. So in 2 minutes, I was like, hey, Brent, let me share the screen. And he was like, okay. And I did a whole thing where I was talking in Japanese because you can change the language, whatnot. So not extremely practical when it comes to home sales. I would not use it for individual things, but you can 100% use it for courses, onboarding, training for your teams, whatnot. And it will save you so much money and so much time. I created an entire course for people, a company that saved them $60,000 because they didn't have to buy the lights, everything. They didn't have to shoot it. So that's HeyGen. Last tool I'm going to touch, and then we're going to go all into ChatGPT because that's really where all this money is. This one's called Designer. And again, all of this is in your PDF. But with Designer, you can create ebooks and lead magnets from other types of content. So you see here, you can throw a podcast in. You can throw a YouTube video. You can throw a PDF. You could throw a Word document, a blog, whatever you want, whatever type of content you throw into Designer, and it creates an ebook about the contents of what you uploaded. So now you have an ebook that you can then provide to your audience, whether you sell it for $1.99, $2.99, whatever you want to do, or if you give it free as a lead magnet to say, hey, let's take a real life example. Let's go into ChatGPT and let's write a blog about the benefits of home staging, right? Because that's what that previous video was about. The benefits of home staging before selling your home. Is it worth it? All right, now we've got this blog. We throw the blog into Designer. It creates an ebook saying the benefits of home staging. Is it worth it or not? You now have this ebook available for your audience. One, it establishes your authority in the marketplace. Two, you're providing free value to people. Three, they give you name, email, and phone to automatically download this new ebook that you've created. And what do you get? Well, you get leads, you get contact information for people who are interested in, hey, is home staging really worth it before I sell my home? Probably they need to sell their home in the near future or know someone who does. So this is just another way to create content and get leads from the content. So this creates the ebook, the flip book, and then you're able to give it to your audience. Okay. All right. So those are the tools. Again, there's more. I have them all here in this PDF. You have all 10, and you have these little links where you can go straight to the tools. What I want to do is I want to jump ahead.
Let me just interject and say that that PDF, you guys, will be at Atomic Habits powered by EXP. So if you'll just go to our Facebook page, you'll be able to capture it there.
There you go. Love it. Love it. So now what I want to do, because I think this is going to be the most valuable, and we have 20 minutes left. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so
if you can do it in 15, Tom's got a few announcements at the end. That would be fantastic.
Love it. We can totally do that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the next 15 minutes. I'm going to go through ChatGPT. And in 15 minutes, this will change your business. Okay. So if you're here, pay attention. This is the gold. This is the good stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again and get you guys on this presentation. So here we go. All right. So you guys should see ChatGPT as a tool. Do you see that?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So ChatGPT is a tool, and tools are only as good as the person using them, right? A hammer is only as good as the person swinging the hammer, And a fool with the tool is still a fool. Okay. And so we have to learn how to use this thing correctly. And in the next 15 minutes, this is going to change everything for you because you'll understand how ChatGPT works. And from understanding how it works, you're going to be able to get really good results for real estate from ChatGPT. Now, here's the thing. What is ChatGPT? In the next minute, I'm going to share with you why ChatGPT works the way that it does. And from then on out, you're going to understand how you get good results. So for an example, ChatGPT is called an LLM. It's a large language model. You might have heard of other ones, Bard, Bing. They're all similar chat bots that are LLMs. That's what they call them. But here's how ChatGPT works. You ready? And if you're taking notes, you might want to take notes of this. There's three things that ChatGPT references when it gives you a result. Number one is it references its large training data, right? It's been trained on a massive amount of data. That's why it's called a large language model. It references everything that it's been trained on to give you a response. That's number one. Number two, it references the prompt that you put in, right? The question that you asked or whatever you put in, it's going to reference that. And then number three, and this is the most important one, it references everything in the previous conversation history. So when you start a new chat, it doesn't focus on any of your old chats. This is just, it focuses on what's in that one conversation. Why is that so important, Phil? Well, if it uses the previous conversation history in that chat to give you certain results, then that means I can prime it, prep it, and tweak it to give it specific results, and I can train it how I want to train it to give me results that are very, very good and not generic. So anytime someone says I've used ChatGPT, it's too generic, is because they're using it wrong. Okay. And I'm going to teach you how to use it the right way in the next few minutes here. So what it does is it calculates based on everything that it's been trained on, the prompt that you put in, and everything in the previous conversation history to give you one word. And then it recalculates those three things again to give you the second word based on what the first word was. And then it recalculates all three of those things again to give you the third word based on what the first two, so on and so on. It recalculates all of those things for every single word that it spits out in a response. To give you an idea of how crazy this is, there are a total of 175 billion with a B calculations per word that it gives you. And this is why I could put in a specific prompt and Tom could put in a specific prompt, the same exact words. He's going to get a different response than I get every time because there's so many different variables. So when I learned that, I thought, well, there's two problems with real estate agents. One, they don't know what to ask it. And two, they don't know how to ask it to get the best results. So if I can come up with the perfect prompts that they can just copy and paste, then I'm going to solve the problem of not knowing what to ask and not knowing how to ask for real estate agents. And it doesn't matter if they copy and paste the same prompt because everyone's going to get different results based on how they train it. So what I'm going to teach you to do here is I'm going to teach you how to train ChatGPT and how to get money, get more deals with this system. Okay. Now, normally when I have more time, I go through all of these different things. I want you guys to just quickly take maybe screenshots of this because I'm not going to walk through it. I don't have time. But there are 7 use cases for how people generally use ChatGPT. And this is good to know because it can help you and inspire you on what's possible. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. Write it down real quick or take a picture with your phone. But number 1 use case is simple questions. Okay, simple questions. You can ask it anything that you would Google. You can ask ChatGPT and you'll probably get a better response. Okay. Number 2 is it can generate lists. This would be ideas, hobbies, questions, business ideas, any type of list. You can ask it and it'll give you a numbered list. You can specify how many things in the list, 10, 20, 100, and it will spit out a list for you. 3 is long form written pieces. It can write you a blog. It can write you an email. It can write you long form content. If you say, hey, write me a 10,000 word blog, it's going to stop in the middle because it has a context window where it can only produce so much. But if you just type the word continue and hit enter, it will start back up on the word that it left off and it'll finish the 10,000 words. You might just have to hit continue a couple times to finish that. A lot of people don't realize that. Number 4 is feedback prompts. You can ask it to give you feedback on stuff that you've done. You could copy a blog, an email, a text message, whatever that you've written, paste it in and say, hey, give me feedback on how I can make this better. I even take it a step further for real estate agents and I say, hey, if you're using a CRM that records your calls, or if you record, say, your listing presentation, throw that audio file into ChatGPT or transcribe it and copy and paste the text from that call and basically say, hey, what could I have done better to acquire this customer? It will analyze your phone call and tell you, you're basically role playing with ChatGPT and getting feedback on how you can do better in sales. Number 5 is modification prompts. You can translate to another language. You can lengthen something. You can shorten something. You can reword or rephrase something. You can paraphrase something. You can outline something. You can rearrange something. Modifications are endless and very helpful when you're trying to recraft different messages. Number 6 then is instructional prompts, how-tos, guidelines. You can ask it how to do anything. If you have an Epson 35i printer and you need to know how to change the toner, you can say, hey, teach me how to change the toner in an Epson 35i printer. And it will use its resources and the web to figure out how to change the toner. And then the last one here is information extraction. This is extracting data from text. So provide me with an outline. You could say, hey, write me a summary of the book, good to great. And it is trained on this massive amount of data so that it will give you the summary, outline, whatever you ask, and it will extract information from links, from articles, from documents. And then you can get a lot of information extracted from that. So those are the 7. We know that ChatGPT is a tool. And what I want to do is I want to give you guys the QR code to scan to get this, this presentation, because what I'm about to show you, there's prompts in that PDF that are going to absolutely change the game for you. So let me show you real quick, and then I'll give you that QR code. I think I've got it. Let's see here. I think I've got it up here. Yeah, here we go. So this is that same PDF, right? And this prompt here, I want you guys to start on. Okay, this is step number 1, and this is in the PDF that you're going to get. But you're going to copy this prompt, and this changes everything for you. Because what we're doing is we're training ChatGPT on our business, our target audience, what we're wanting to do before we create the content. Because remember, it references everything in the prior chat history to. Well, if you train it on your business, your market, your price point, your target audience, your value proposition, what makes you unique first, then every piece of content, a short form video script, a YouTube video script, a blog, an email newsletter, a email marketing campaign, whatever it is that you create, it will do it with your business in mind. So I'm going to read this real quick so that you understand what's going on. It says, prepare to generate content for me in future prompts. Before we proceed, I want you to fully comprehend my business, customers, target audience, and goals. Base your future responses on my provided answers that I will give to you. I want you to fully understand my objectives for creating content. To achieve this, ask me at least 25 questions about my business, customers, target audience, vision, and goals, and any other necessary details to complete the upcoming tasks to the best of your ability. Your understanding is crucial for optimal results. Guys, when we do this, we're telling ChatGPT, rather than just giving it random information and hoping that it sticks, we're saying, what do you need to know to do the job of creating content for me to the best of your abilities? Well, it's going to come up with 25 of the things that it has to know in order to do that, right? And so I'll go back here. Let's go into ChatGPT and I'll just show you. All I'm going to do is paste it in and hit enter. It comes up with the 25 top things that it needs to know. So what I'm going to do, and what I would hope that you would do, is copy these 25, right? Put them in a Word document or a notepad or whatever you use, and just begin to answer the questions. What's the name of your business? Enter. Stringer Realty. What products or services do your business offer? We sell homes, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to ask you these questions, and it gets pretty detailed. Answer them to the best of your abilities. And then what you want to do is, once you've answered them, copy and paste it right in here. And let's just say that these were the 25 answers, right? I would just say, here are the answers to your questions. And then I hit enter, and it will then be trained on every one of my answers so that everything in this conversation is specific to my business. What I tell people to do over here, this is your chat history of like the things that you've done before. I would just click this little 3-dot thing, hit rename, and name it the name of your business. So if I were doing this for Stringer Realty, boom. Now, anytime I want content created for Stringer Realty, I go to this chat over here and I say, all right, now write me a blog. And it's going to do it for my market, my price point, my value prop, my target audience, everything. Hey, write me a video. Boom. Everything for my business because it's been trained. Why? Because it references everything in this previous chat history to give me the results based on what we've been talking about, right? That's how you train ChatGPT. So that one is very important. Now let's go to the second one here. Once you've done that, I want you to do 90 content ideas your target audience may want to know. It says generate a list of 90 lesser known facts about. Anytime you see a bracket here in my prompts, that's just a variable that you can change. If you've trained it on your business already, it knows. So you could literally just put my business right here, unless you wanted to be hyper specific about a specific category within real estate. And then I say for each point, provide an explanation while highlighting my business. Craft the explanations to be detailed and engaging, offering insights that would captivate potential buyers and clients. The goal is to educate my audience, showcase my expertise, and attract new clients. Ensure that the topics you include are intriguing and aligned with the interests of my potential buyers, serving as rich material for future content creation. Do you see what we're doing here? We're literally training ChatGPT on our business, and then we're going straight in and saying, okay, now provide me 90 content ideas for my specific niche, my market, my target audience, for things that would be valuable for them. Boom. Now you have a list of 90 content ideas. Then,
Phil,
yeah,
I mean,
go ahead.
Yes. So the reason why you had us paste in that initial prompt to have them ask the 25 questions, and then we put those questions in a Word document with our responses, am I correct in understanding that each new session that we create, we're going to need to give it that foundation from which to start? It's not going to keep it from one day to the next.
Exactly. So there is a workaround for that. And I'll let you know. If you do this right here and you start a new chat, it's not going to know about your business. Each new chat doesn't reference the old chats. But what I would do so that you don't have to paste it in 100 times every new chat, anytime I go back to Stringer Realty right here, I can just continue the conversation and it knows. So if I say, write me a blog, and I have it write me a blog, and then I leave and tomorrow I come to this screen, well, I just go over here to Stringer Realty and I say, all right, now write me a video. And I don't have to train it because it's already in this previous chat history. It references all of this, even when I'm doing new stuff down here.
And how did I store that Stringer Realty in the index?
Yeah, so it automatically stores, this is the history of everything you've done. And it scrolls down, like you can literally scroll all the way down and see everything that you've done.
Okay.
When you hover over here, it gives you the option to rename, because ChatGPT will automatically name these, right? So if I wanted to rename this and then I rename it Stringer Realty, just whatever makes sense to me, now I know, okay, I just need to click on the Stringer Realty one anytime I want to create content for Stringer Realty. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. And then I'll just take a minute or two and then we can go to announcements and wrap this thing up. There's a lot of gold in here because then you can create a complete content calendar where you say, if you want a blog, a podcast, a video, whatever type of content, you put it in right here. And then you say how many times a week you want to post. And then you paste the list of 90 ideas that it just generated for your specific business right here. Well, now you have a complete content calendar and it puts it in a nice table looking format for you. And it tells you what days to post, what the name of the post should be. And it's all done just by copying and pasting this. And then there's 10 different prompts in here and all of them are super, super valuable. Crafting the perfect blog post is there. Analyzing a specific text so that it sounds like you and it doesn't sound like ChatGPT. This is great for listing descriptions. Hooks for ads, like all these things are very valuable. I'm only going to highlight one more. and this is a moneymaker. It's creating a buyer persona with a list of pain points. And I won't read the whole thing, but essentially what I'm doing in this prompt is I'm saying, all right, you're a marketing researcher specialized in generating high quality leads for, and you're going to put real estate, right? Product, you're going to put homes in the whatever price point you're aiming for. Market, you're going to put your market. Those are the only three variables you have to do. This is going to create a buyer persona with a list of pain points and issues that buyer in your market, in your price point can face. And then you will take this targeted ad one right here, and it creates ads for whatever type of platform you want. So you can put Facebook, Google, whatever. It creates ads around solving the problems and the pain points of this buyer persona that we created in the previous step. This has generated so many deals for my clients. Just had a guy, I was telling you about it early. He was going to jump on the call, but he's on vacation. He put $100 into a Facebook ad using this system, $100, got 72 leads. And out of those 72 leads, he got 3 sales, 3 homes for $100. Why? Because he was super targeted with his ad that he was doing, because his ad was all focused around solving the pain points and the problems of people. If you can solve people's problems and provide value, that's where you win. That's where you create your leverage. And so this is just a really cool way that you can use that. So I'm going to give you this QR code, and then I know I've taken up enough of your time, but that way you get the tools, you get the prompts. So let me switch over here. I'll give you the QR code, and then I'm going to pass it off back to you guys here. I think it's over here. Yes.
Bill, this is just absolutely fantastic. You've really inspired a lot of us this morning. And
Love it.
I'm coming out with a couple questions, one of which is, what if we went to ChatGPT and said, my name's Matthew Stewart. I work in Roseville, California, and I'd like you to research me and rate me on a scale of 1 to 10 of how the public perceives me as a real estate influencer or as a real estate resource in my county. Can it actually do something like that? And what do you think it would spit out?
100%.
He's
So
a 10.
what's that?
I just said 10. Matthew's a 10.
And Matthew's a 10. I agree. What I would say is 100% it can. Now, here's a couple things that you need to know. If you're on the free version of ChatGPT,
Yeah.
it is only trained through January of 2022. So it will give you results through January 2022. It won't give you results from the last year, right? Now, the paid version is trained through March of 2023. So it's a little bit better. But with the paid version, it will actually use the web to research and give you the results with that so that it's up-to-date information. So if you're using the free version of ChatGPT, you could totally do something like that, but you would have to understand that your rating would be through January of 2022, not through January or February of 2024.
Got it.
If you use the paid version, it will use the web to find out from today, and it will give you that. You just need to say in your prompt, hey, use the web to research your name, and then it will use the web automatically if you say that.
Okay, last question for me is, you showed us how those videos had a virality score. I think the best one was something like 84% for the 41-second video that the woman did on staging. When you do this AI replication, my content tends to be good, but I tend to be too cerebral in my presentation. Could I actually ask it to say, hey, take Don's content, but make him a little more animated, a little more gregarious? Okay, we don't want to fall asleep while he's giving his presentation. Could it do all those things for me?
It 100% can with your script. You can't load your video in and it'll change your expressions and whatnot, but you could actually have the script be written to be more bubbly, more funny, more, whatever you want, you can tell it, and it'll throw jokes in. It'll be dry humor, whatever you decide you want, you tell it, and it will 100% help you with the scripting of your videos. And then you just kind of remember the script or follow the script, use a teleprompter, whatever you want to use. And I've seen people who are generally more dry and not expressive they have a lot of fun with it because of the script that it wrote makes them laugh.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And one other thing I'll let you guys know too, just if people, first off, you scan that code, you'll probably found out by now, you put in your name, email, and phone. When you hit submit, it sends you an automatic email with that PDF. So check your email. If you didn't get it in your main inbox, make sure you check the spam because it automatically will do that. If there are people in the room that are like, look, I want to take this to the next level, I want to learn more, we 100% do have a full training academy. We have 500 plus prompts, not just 10, that you can copy and paste, log in with lifetime access, 12 weeks of exclusive AI coaching that's on demand, 12 weeks of live Q&A with me. We give an agent certification. We just had a guy secure a $1.2 million property in a average price point of $285 because he had an AI agent certification. And they were like, dude, we've interviewed 10 people. No one was talking about AI and you've been certified. You're our guy. So it just helps add another tool into your tool belt. And so for those of you interested, you can 100% join us on this journey. We give you an invitation to a weekly mastermind. And then for this group, for the Atomic Habits, we're actually running a 50% off deal for that 12-week academy. Normally it's $6,000. We give it to you for $2,999 if you use that code Atomic Habits. Have to use Atomic Habits in the promo code at checkout, and that offer is good through midnight tonight. But we wanted to give you guys, obviously a lot of free value, but then for those who want to take it deeper, we wanted to give you some value there as well. That's the deepest discount we've ever run, the 50% off. And it's available for your group today too. So again, thank you for having me on. I appreciate just being in the same room with you guys, and I'll pass it back off to you guys.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. And Clark, I see you've got your hand up. Do you have a quick question?
Very quick, and actually it's a comment. You can go to brentgo.com. Phil came in and did a whole seminar for over 2 hours in Sacramento. You just scroll down, you can watch the whole seminar, very much of what he just covered, but also in a lot more detail.
Thank you. Matthew?
Yeah, real quick. Hey, Phil, give us your take on Bard. I know, it's Google product. They're obviously, the #1 search engine, blah, blah, blah. So is there some advantages over ChatGPT, or kind of give us a little rundown?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Bard and these other products, they all have pros and they all have cons. So it's almost like when a real estate agent says, hey, what CRM should I use? And the answer is, well, whichever one you're going to use. So I would say using an LLM, regardless of which one, will change the game for you. I have seen in my testing, which this is my full-time job, that ChatGPT has better outputs consistently. It has better human reasoning and understanding. Bard, one of the benefits is it's automatically connected to the internet, so you don't have to have the paid version if you're wanting something that's today. With ChatGPT, it has better reasoning, better understanding, more tools, but you have to have the paid version to link it to today's website information. So if you're wanting to save $20 a month and you just want to use a free version, maybe that's a workaround that you could use Bard for those things. Great question.
Perfect. Tom?
Awesome. Hey, this is great. So this is our weekly Atomic Habits meeting, and we're bringing the heat every single week. So thanks y'all for showing up. Invite others. I mean, we are providing so much value with our guests, and just like Phil just rolled it out today. So next week, we've got one of the top coaches in the country, Sherry Johnson. She's going to share play the long game in real estate. And then don't forget, if you're in Northern California, we've got Bill Pipes that's going to be at the Placer County Association of Realtors on February the 22nd. And hey, let's not forget about Cabo. That's coming up. There's still a few tickets. You can still get to Cabo March 4th through 9th. It's going to be amazing. And then finally, EXPCon is coming up in Florida, October 27th through the 30th. So get there early and often. Have fun. Thanks y'all for being here. Thank you, Phil, Don. Y'all got your inspiration. Now time to put into perspiration, and let's leverage AI.
Tom, real quick, regarding Cabo, I don't know if I missed it, but this Friday the 9th is the last date for the discounted hotel rooms. They extended it to the 9th. It goes away. The prices go way up after for the rooms. So if you're thinking about it, pull the trigger. Just be a doer.
And invite a guest. Okay, guys. Thanks, y'all. See you, Phil.
Thanks, Phil. That was awesome.
Thanks,
Phil.
guys.
Ciao.
Yeah, I got a question. Something right here.